I don't know if you know this about me, but I started on YouTube making true crime videos. It was a million years ago, and the channel was called Coffee with Crime. It was supposed to be like a play on coffee with cream. And I wasn't consistent, and I only made a couple. I know I did a Ted Bundy, and I think I did a BTK. Um, but I couldn't stick with it, and I wanted immediate success and I didn't get it, so I pulled them all down and I walked away, and I didn't come back for a little while, and then I came back with some iteration of what we have now, with far less focus and far less consistency. But yeah, so I started on YouTube by making true crime videos. So if you came to the premiere of Rebel Against the Routine last night, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday night to spend 20 minutes with me watching my fun little project. That it was so much fun. It was fun to make, it was fun to write, it was a good time. And I wasn't I mean I'm rarely nervous about how my videos are going to be received, because people are either going to love them or they're just going to stop watching. Maybe they'll leave a rude comment, probably they won't, and everybody just moves on with their day, right? But this one I'm a little nervous about because it's very different. And I think it's still on brand because it's weird. And Lord knows we are weird here. I don't know, the format, I guess I was concerned about, but it was it was so much fun, right? And it was a lot of work because I am not accustomed to multi-shot, to B-roll, to voiceover. Like I don't have a lot of experience in that area of filming, content creation, whatever you want to call it. So it took a really long time, and it was very difficult. I learned a ton of things that I can do now with editing and with all kinds of things, and that's going to help me, of course, moving forward. I talk a lot about the lies influencers feed us through our screens, and the insidiousness of marketing in the planner space, in the productivity space, that it's all, anything that can be monetized is going to be monetized, right? And I'm not immune. I try to sell things to you guys all the time, but I try to do it in a way that's not gross, and I try to be honest about what I'm doing. So I wanted to make this, and I have a couple more ideas for more videos in this style. I'm thinking once a quarter I would do one of these like big production things about different industries, because while I was working on this one, I kept wanting to like cram another topic into it. And then I'm like, no, 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 that needs to be its own video. That needs to be its own little true crime skit. I guess it's a skit, right? Because there was like the interview and whatever. So if you haven't watched it yet, I'm going to put it up in the cards here. Go watch it because it was fun, and it turned out, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think it turned out really well. And the people who came to the premiere really enjoyed it. And the comments I've gotten since it's been live have been very positive as well. So if you haven't had a chance to go check that out, please do, because, I worked really hard on it. So yeah, I think in a month or two, I don't know when the quarter ends. What are we? So it's December, November, October. So somewhere October, November, December, I will release another one of that style of video. Um, Also coming up on the channel, because I've got some stuff already planned out. Monday, we are going to be talking about adulting, kind of a vulnerable conversation type video, called 40 is 40 the new 20. It will be relevant to late 30s and beyond, I think, are going to get the most out of Monday's video. And then Thursday, we are going to talk about ADHD and impulse spending, which I think is another very important conversation to have. So yeah, next week's going to be a little heavy. Not heavy, because I'm still me, but just, it's going to be a little bit of real talk some things that I needed to hear from myself, and some things that maybe you need to hear too. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about growing older, and we're going to talk about ADHD and our inability to stop spending money. So, good stuff coming up, just a little more serious than normal, but with my usual humor because I can't help myself. Speaking of sleazy sales pitches stuff, I do want to remind you that the Energy Aware Planning Starter Kit, the sale ends on August 31st. So if you are thinking about it, if you want it, if you had forgotten about it, and you do actually want it, it will be on sale through August 31st. So now would be a great time to grab that. Also, I had several people ask me if I could put together a summary of the Energy Aware planning system and sell it in my shop. And I have finally gotten that done and compiled it into I don't know, it's like 30 plus pages, because I talked for 2.5 hours, and I did summarize it. It's not like a direct transcript from the videos to the PDF, but I did put together a summary so that if you want it, it is available also in my shop below. I made it just plain black and white. It's got a cover page, but if you're going to print it, just don't print the cover page, because there's no information you need on the cover page. But I try, when I'm making my printables, especially if I'm making something like the summary of the planning system or the starter kit or whatever, I try to make it as printer friendly as possible, because I am a pen and paper girly, and I know that a lot of other people are too. So if you have to print the stuff out, I don't want it to be fancy, right? Like, I don't want you to have to use up color ink and your black ink, and I don't want extra printed decoration on it for two reasons. One, we all have so much stickers and washi tape and bullshit. We can decorate our own pages, and then they can look however we want them to look. But also, every extra doodle on the corner of a page takes ink, and ink is freaking expensive. So I do keep that in mind when I'm creating stuff for my planner shop, that I try to make them as printer friendly as possible. They will almost always be black and white. They will almost always have minimal decoration, if any at all, so that you have full control over what it's going to look like if you punch it and stick it in your planner, if you tape it to your wall, whatever you want to do. So the summary is now available in the shop if you want it. The starter kit is on sale through the end of August, so you have until August 31st to get that kit on sale if you want it. And also, I am finally getting around to putting merch up in my shop. There's very little right now. I've got the mugs that have been there. I just added a t-shirt that says planning is my love language. That's super cute. But I'm thinking, because I'm trying to design, I feel like the point of this channel is chaos with compassion. So I personally want a hat that says chaos. So I'm designing that because I want it. And once I figure out the exact way I want the fonts and stuff and how it's going to look good, I will put that in my shop as well, because I will have already made it. And I think I have to put it in my shop for me to be able to buy it. So there will be merch coming. And right now, like I said, I'm just trying to design the chaos. I'm trying to design the word chaos. If that's not the most Dakota Rebel sentence you've ever heard, I don't know what I'm trying to design chaos. That is very on brand for me. I just cracked myself up with that one. Sorry. All right. So what else is going on? I am like, just to touch on this, because I'm sure you're sick of hearing about my TikTok. I'm not doing it anymore. I had decided I was going to do like lazy ones, because they would be easy to make and I could just schedule them up. And what I thought was going to happen happened, right? Like, they were so simple that TikTok didn't push them at all. And I went from 200 views a video to 40 views a video. I haven't gained very many subscribers, or not subscribers, followers. I saw an uptick when I first started doing it in sales in my books, but that has completely dropped off again. I'm done. I would rather as I've said probably several times now, I would rather spend my time with you than waste it over there. If I could just take the time and the energy that I put into verticals, even if it's not that much, it's still time consuming. And I focused all of that into making cool, weird videos like that Rebel Against the Routine, like I would be so much better off and I'd be happier. So I'm completely done. I can't with TikTok. I never liked it to begin with. I think it's blatantly obvious from the things I was making that I hated it. So I'm just done. I'm not going to be the author who blew up on TikTok, and that's fine. I don't need to be. If Facebook's kind of the same way. I will continue to post like in Facebook groups and stuff because that seems to help, get people aware of my fiction books, but I don't know. The whole point of FISO was to grow my book sales, and I did, but not as much as I wanted to. So instead, what I learned was I'm going to go all in on YouTube, right? So, but I still have all those books. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that I'm so frustrated with all of it. I spent that 45 days thinking I was going to figure all of that out. And instead, what I figured out is I just want to hang out with you guys. So I'm still lost about my books, right? I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about that too, is the verticals are done. I am going to try to grow my Rebel with a Plan Instagram instead because I like being here. I like spending time with you guys, and I want more people like you here to hang out with us. So I'm just going to switch my focus and see what happens here. Let's see, what else? I applied for a job, which is exciting and scary, because I really wanted the entrepreneurship to work, right? And I wanted it to work fast. And it's working, but not fast enough. So I have been looking for a job. And it's funny because I don't know if it was last week or the week before, in a Rebel Ramble, I did a whole thing admitting that I've been looking for a job this whole time. That while, yes, I want this to work, in the short term, I have to have a steady income. And I talked about how no one in my area is hiring. And we're talking like fast food and retail are not hiring. It's really crazy out there right now. But I cut all of it out because I was already, well, when I started to cry because I was just so frustrated. And I didn't want, I don't enjoy crying on camera. And I know that when I am so vulnerable with you that I can't stop it from happening, that is when we connect on a human level. I understand that. But I still don't like to cry on camera. And I think I even made a comment in that video about how I hadn't cried. And then I did end up crying, which was part of also why I took it out. But I have been looking this whole time, and it's very slim pickings out there for my skill set, right? Like, I mean, I got no problem slinging fries. I was a store manager at Arby's for years. Like, I actually quite enjoyed working fast food. It was just the situation combined with how young I was that it just didn't work out for me at that time. But I have nothing against fast food at all. Absolutely valid job, but no one around here is hiring. So when I am on Indeed and I am looking for jobs where my skill set would be useful, right? I'm trying to find remote, of course, because I homeschool my son, and it's going to be easier if I'm here to help him if he has questions and stuff than to try to work outside the home during the day and come home and, grade his stuff and answer questions after his school day is technically done. So I would prefer a remote job in my field of operations purchasing. So that's what I've been looking for. And it, like I said, very slim pickings out there, but I did find, I applied to one. I'm hopeful to hear back and at least get an interview. That would be nice. I have everything they're looking for. I have, so hopefully that'll do something. But I think I'm getting sick. I'm not crying. My eye is watering because I stabbed myself in the eye with a mascara wand. I actually talk about makeup way more than I meant to in the 40 is the new 20 video that's coming out Monday. Like, I talk about my issues with it at my age. And just real quick, I bought a new mascara and it's shaped different than the one I've been using for 15 years. And when I went to put it on, I immediately stabbed myself right in the eye. So that's fun. So I'm not crying. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm doing great. But I am looking for something. Plus, I could really use some health insurance. Like, my teeth are starting to become a problem. In my ADHD youth, I did not take good care of them, and now I really, really regret that because I got some issues going on, and I can't afford to get any of it fixed. So insurance would be nice. Also, my fucking dishwasher broke, and I'm super pissed about that. So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And yeah, I got to find a way to make some money. So again, my energy aware planning starter kit is on sale through August 31st. If you wanted to help me out and pick one up. I'm kidding. Don't, unless you actually want it. That's not that's not what I want. So I'm not crying. God, am I crying? I don't know. I feel fine. Oh, man, you gotta really love me to stick with me through these things, huh? Like, I'm so glad you're here. I love this community so much. And I get just the nicest comments from people that sometimes do make me cry because I am a 45-year-old hormonal disaster. But, like, I just get the nicest comments. And you guys really appreciate when I'm a real human being. And I like to be a real human being with you. And I like to share what's going on in my life and, the things that I've learned and the things that I want to learn. And, I just like hanging out with you. I really don't think I'm crying. I mean, my eyes are watering and I'm all choked up, but I don't feel sad. I don't know what this is. I gotta refill my coffee. Okay, so I just learned that I need to not interrupt myself in the middle of a Rebel ramble because I have no idea what we were just talking about. So we are just gonna push on. Yeah, I don't know, it's totally gone. So let's just switch gears here. What else did I want to talk to you guys about today? I am still loving the single notebook that I talked about last Monday. It's going really well. And yeah, I got some comments about how, that's what a bullet journal is supposed to be. Well, most of those comments came from people who didn't watch the whole video because at the end, I was very clear that, yeah, it's a mindset thing with me because I think a bullet journal should be something else just because of how I have been conditioned by the internet. But I'm very much enjoying just being messy and free flowing in this notebook. It's going really, really well. I'm getting so much more done. I'm really happy that I did this. It's weird after so many years of being in my bullet journal to just be in a plain old notebook where I'm just making lists and everything goes together, but I flip through this thing every single day. And so I am constantly reminded of the things that I put in there to remember. And it's going great. Yeah, this was a good decision. I can definitely see myself doing this for the long term. And it was a good decision. I'm very happy with how it's turning out. And, I've got so much stuff that I want to share with you guys in upcoming videos. And it's going to be so much fun. I just a little truth bomb behind the scenes kind of thing. I usually record my rambles on Fridays because I am recording on Saturday morning and I need to be able to edit somewhat and have this available for you at 10 o'clock because that's the deal. You guys are used to hanging out with me, doing your stuff while I just ramble, right? So now it's 7 o'clock now, but I started talking at like 6 a.m. and I'm so tired. I'm so tired and my brain does not want to be awake yet. My morning routine is not heavy duty and it's not about productivity. It is about comfortably starting my day. And that does not generally include putting on makeup and organizing my thoughts to sit down and talk to the camera at 6 o'clock in the morning. Normally it's coffee and hawk time and doing my Wordle while I'm smoking on the porch. And so I don't, you can probably tell I am a little out of sorts this morning. And that's probably why, I got a little choked up, just because like my mornings are about comfort, not about work. But because I didn't want to film this until after the premiere of Rebel Against the Routine, because if anything got brought up during the premiere, I wanted to be able to talk to you about it. I wanted your reactions to the video before I sat down to talk about it. And now we are having a true off the rails Rebel ramble, I feel like, because it's just so early and my brain has not come online yet. But I am a real human being. So it's fine. It's all fine. Yeah. I'm really tired, and I have a lot to do today. My husband has been camping. He left Wednesday after work, so I haven't seen him in days, and I've barely gotten to talk to him because he's in the middle of nowhere. I hate camping. So there's this huge camping trip event. There's this huge camping event that goes on once a year. Dozens of they're not all our friends, but like, you have your friends and they have their friends and they have their friends, and this whole group gets together once a year to drink and fish and kayak and do all the things, and it's a great time for them. I do not camp. I've gone twice, many, many moons ago. The first time was fine. It was just our core group of friends, and it was just for a couple days, and everything was fun and fine, which is how I got roped into going the next time. And the next time was a disaster, and I left before the end of the camping trip. I came home and I left my husband there with our friends. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I got to go home. And I've never been back. And I approve of that decision, as does everyone else. I am not a camper, so I don't go. But he goes, and it's a lovely time for him. And, he gets to relax with our friends and just have fun and whatever. And I stay here with the boy, and we get Pizza Hut and we do fun things, and it's all great. He comes home tomorrow, and I haven't really done much around the house. So I have to clean everything. I got to do laundry. I have to wash all my dishes by hand because the dishwasher stopped working. I have a lot to do, but I'm very, very tired. Editing Dakota popping in real quick because I somehow in the span that I've just cut out went on a 7-minute long rant about Sex in the City. And I cut it out because it was, you talk about a ramble, and I had no point. I was just talking about Sex in the City. So I cut that out, and we're going to get back into closing out my Rebel ramble. So thanks for hanging out, but I just I needed to bridge a gap between some stuff I deleted because it made no sense in a way that was even too much for me, who is used to not making sense. Love you, bye. What am I even talking about? So he comes home tomorrow, and I can't wait to see him. I miss him very much, but hopefully he's having a great time. And yeah, so I've just got to get some stuff done around the house, and I have more filming I have to do later. I'm trying to really stick with the schedule I've made for myself for doing shorts for this channel, because they're not going gangbusters, but they're reaching people. They're reaching our people, and we want to grow our community. We want more people like us who are nice, who are friendly, who are spoonies, ADHD, and just want to connect and be gentle with each other. So I have to film some shorts today. I have so much to do. And I want to apologize if this video is off the rails. I literally can't remember half the stuff I've already talked about. And I do show up as me in every video that we do. You know, I make the dad jokes and the Bowie references, and I tell you what I think and how I feel truly about the things that I talk about the things that I learn so that I can talk to you about them. But this is also how I am. I completely lose track of what I'm talking about, of the things that need to get done. And like, there are days that between the perimenopause and the ADHD, I cannot form a coherent thought. And that is how I feel this morning. I feel like this one has gone completely off the rails, and I should probably stop here because I have had to stop and start this video several times because I've just completely sat here in silence trying to pull my thoughts together. And I cut all of that shit out because who is that serving? Um, but yeah, so we're going to go. I'm going to let you get back to your Saturday, and I am going to get to work editing out all the chunks of silence I just promised you I had already edited out for you. Because I've just been like, I'm a mess this morning. And I think it's a combination of things. I'm tired. I'm only on my third cup of coffee. And, you know, I don't script these, obviously, because I want to just, you know, ramble. But there's just a combination of things going on that are making this one a little more difficult to keep cohesive. So I'm going to let you go. If you have not watched Rebel Against the Routine yet, please do. And please leave a comment and like it so that it pushes us out, because, you know, I want to do more of these. And in order to commit the time and the energy and the money that it takes to buy the B-roll and to put all these things together, I need to know that people will actually watch it. So if you haven't, I hope you will, because it was a good time. It was super fun. And, you know, give it a like and a comment so that YouTube pushes it out to more people. And what else? I just want to tell you that I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for you showing up for me all the time. And yeah, so just a quick reminder, there is new stuff in my shop. That summary of the energy aware planning system is there if you want it. And the starter kit is on sale through the 31st. And every single purchase you make directly from me in my shop helps me so much. And I appreciate everything you do. And I appreciate you so, so much. And I will see you Monday when we talk about, is 40 the new 20? Why do I still not know how to do anything? I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.